Welcome back, survivors. It's me, Brian Hazard, again, and we should call this segment something like Brian Wants Stuff or Stuff Brian Wants. I don't know. We'll come up with a good name, but as you know, I'm actually pretty new to playing narrative games, having discovered game books only about a year ago, and now having discovered narrative RPGs, solo RPGs, and just really the RPG world in general, even more recently, let's say 5 months ago, somewhere in that range. And so as a result, I'm really excited about some of the stuff I'm finding out there that's really perhaps a little niche at times, but really cool sort of story generation experiences. And today, I want to show you a designer that I've come across. This isn't a formal review. I haven't actually played any of their games at this point yet, but I've read some of the rules, and I love the art. I love the writing, and I love the designs, and even just the concepts of these games. So I do plan to dive in deep with some of Cezar Capacle, I think, Cezar Capacle games. And so if you want to sort of check this out on your own, it's capacle.itch.io. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of show some of his games overall and then go deep on one specific game. Well, deep is a relative term, but show you as sort of illustrative of some of his games. So, yeah, this is his itch page, and some of the games that I've been really interested in include Lysergia, which this one's very much like if you've ever tried sort of automatic writing, sort of off the cuff, doesn't have to make sense, really surreal, sort of whatever comes to the top of your head. Sentences might not make sense, like lemon cups on a sapphire window or something, whatever. Lysergia is designed to foster exactly that sort of experience, but as sort of a RPG adventure where there's no goal. It's just to experience a surreal world at whatever pace you want. And along the way, you collect sort of totems, if you will, or items uh, to remember your adventures. But it's really just intended to super creative brain engaging kind of thing. Scraps is actually kind of a hack of Ironsworn, but it takes out any sort of violent element and replaces it with just sort of a world that is full of hope and really positive, and everybody wants to work together and help each other and that sort of thing. It's called Scraps because the core idea is that as a community, you're working on projects and personal projects. And so, like Ironsworn, there are moves that you make that are sort of triggered by things in the fiction and that sort of thing. But the game loop is that you're coming up with a project, you're going out into the world, you're finding scraps that will be the parts that you use to craft your project. You're bringing them back, you're crafting the project, and then that, of course, affects gameplay in the future because now you have this project done, and maybe that in some way helps you with things, right? It's neat. It uses the character sheet is sort of polyomino based, so sort of Tetris, if you will. You create a design of like maybe you're building a spaceship or something, right? So you might make something that looks roughly like a spaceship, and then you have to find scraps in the world that meet those shapes, and then of course narratively are it's more meaningful than that abstract idea of shapes. But and then you bring them back and put them together, and really cool looking game. I'm excited to dig in. Run this one. Oh my gosh, the art in this one. I'll do a separate video to show you this one, but card driven slasher horror. It couldn't be more opposite from Lysergia and Scraps. It's like you're on the run and you're probably going to get killed. The Outcast. This is one that I've done sort of the least reading into, but it looks like it's very sort of narratively centered and all about sort of building momentum towards a final scene. And the core idea here is that you're trying to redeem yourself for the sort of poor reputation that you have. Oniranaut, oh my goodness, this couldn't be more unique, right? Oniranaut is a game that you play while you're asleep. Need I say more? You play it in your dreams. The idea of this game is that you're just before you go to sleep, you roll a prompt, and then you try to achieve sort of through lucid dreaming techniques, having a dream that is contains certain elements, and if you succeed in that, then you move your sort of story progress forward. Um, so it's relatively lightweight. It's like 20 pages, somewhere in that range. Um, and of course, just a sort of utterly unique experience. And it's designed, I think, to encourage you to sort of journal your dreams. So really neat. Um, I don't know whether this is mole mole or mole mole. I'm not sure, but this is like a simplistic reinterpretation of the Blades in the Dark rules to make them work for solo gaming. And Adrift is a game set in space. I haven't actually read much into this, but I'll show you. Short Rest is literally a game on a coffee mug. Robot Hunter, you take pictures of things that look like robots and sort of generate a backstory about like what the purpose of the robot was and that sort of thing. And then the game that I'm gonna look a little deeper into here in a moment is The Land Beyond. And The Land Beyond is a very simple solo role playing game that's very prompt based and sort of has you going through a surreal map as a raccoon on an air balloon, basically. Um, and so, yeah, those at a high level, that's the games by Cezar Capacle. Um, I'm really excited to dig in and play these games. Beautiful art, neat concepts, seemingly cool designs. We'll see how it holds up when I play. This is not really a review so much as me just highlighting. And let me say, sort of an anti-disclaimer. Like I don't know Cesar. He's not provided me with review copies, and he's not in any way asked me to or compensated me to promote his work. I just think that he's doing really cool work, and I'm excited about it and wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm going to start a new video in a moment to show you The Land Beyond. Simple game, so another short video. If you like this kind of content, like or comment about which of these games you're most interested in, and don't forget to subscribe. Those sorts of things really do support me exploring these games and sharing my explorations with you. So thanks everyone, and see you in the next video.